Gr8 Nrthrn Sexcast, live on location at the Gay 90s, downtown Minneapolis. With me, I've got Mr. Michael Radke.
Hey, how you doing?
And Ms. Megan Vaughn.
Hello.
And special guest, the sexpert, Contessa. Hey, Contessa.
Hi.
I am so glad that you have joined us. Now, what we're going to do, we've had some audio equipment issues, and welcome to the Podsphere. That's how it goes. We've got another version of the episode that we're going to post, but we're not sure how the audio is going to be. So just to be covered, we've done some switching around, and we're gonna jump back into what you do. So, Contessa, do us a favor, and just in case the other episode is faulty, just explain real quick again what the total name of your blog is and where we can find it.
Oh, it's called Sexperts Advice. Sexpertsadvice.blogspot.com.
Okay. And Megan, you found this fabulous person, and I know that Colleen Bertino, who is not able to be with us tonight, and we say hi to her, she found her too, and she loves her stuff.
Yeah, I think we definitely could tell right away there was very similar sensibilities where it's like fun, but information first and foremost, but also not taking yourself too seriously.
Right, because sex is fun.
It's
meant to be fun.
Fantastic hobby.
Your hobby, Michael?
I enjoy it very much. I do. That's why I went to work for Fantasy Gifts, because I knew it was going to be something that I'm going to enjoy. And yeah, I'm going to grow old.
It never gets boring.
It doesn't.
Mm-mm.
No, I mean, yeah, and that. So let me ask you what your advice. No, speaking of that though, let's talk about the couples that have been together for a while. Michael's married. I'm in a 6-year relationship. I'm not sure what Megan's status is, but when you start,
is Megan sure of Megan's status?
It's pretty open.
Okay, but you know, when couples are together for a while, it's real easy to get into a rut. I'm sure you get questions about that, Contessa.
Yeah. Well. Fantasies, right? I mean, you got to talk about them. I think there's so much like fear and like vulnerability, and people get scared of being judged, and all of that can keep people from communicating. But communication about sex is like the most important thing to keep it fresh. What do you want to do? What do you want to try? What crazy thought popped into your head? How do we make it plausible? What should we buy at Fantasy Gifts?
Very cool. Yeah, and that's what we keep saying all along. Communicate with your partner and find out how freaky they're ready to get. You know, it's like,
what's your comfort level?
Right. You know, it took me and Eric, we've been together for 8 years. We've been married for almost a year now, and it's slowly coming out how freaky he wants to get with me. But, you know, working where we're at, you know, it's a lot more plausible to be freaky. It's like, oh my God, we just got this cool thing in. I got to try this. So, of course, I'm going to try it with my husband.
Right.
You know, Meg, I've never asked you this question. I mean, and I hope I'm not putting you on the spot, but when you guys get so many things in there, I mean, when I worked at a clothing store, it's like I spent my whole paycheck on clothes. Does it translate to your business?
It does a little bit, definitely. Not for me as much. It's funny, I have employees who are like, I'll bring in a new shipment of stuff, and they're like, oh, great, there goes my paycheck. Like, just keep it. Don't even bother bringing it into the store.
Just write my name on there and Sharpie,
right,
please.
but I have a lot of customers that always, oh, so you've tried everything, right? And I was like, they don't pay me enough to buy it all, so, you know. And I'm just one gal. Yeah, I can only do so much.
There's only so much fun that you can schedule into a 40-hour week.
That's correct. You know, it's you know, that's what weekends are for. You know, I have more time.
No, so when you talk about the whole communication thing, I mean, I've talked to a lot of people. I mean, and I'm in a different age group than you are, but I know that the older people they start getting a little weird, and they will sort of just evade the subject. Like if a certain amount of time goes by when there hasn't been any sex, it gets harder and harder and harder. So do you have any thoughts on that one?
Oof. Well, on what to do when time has gone by and you're not talking about it.
Right. And because I hear this a lot from people, especially since they know I work with you guys now.
Oof. I mean, once it's happened, how do you come back from it? I think that's the tough thing. I think what makes like we keep talking about the attitude towards sex that Fantasy Gift shares and my blog shares about having frank, open discussions and not being weird or sleazy or slimy about it. What is important is that gives people like the preventative tools, I guess, before they get there. Because if you're kind of scared or you're always holding back or you feel like what I want to do is strange and nobody's going to be into it, there's everybody into something and you need to find your people and get with them and get busy. But if you keep yourself in a box and you're scared to talk about what you're into, I think that's how people get to that point. Or people fill up their time with a lot of shoulds. Like, I should get married, I should settle down, I should have a kid. And these are all things that maybe are detracting from their sex life, or they don't give them, like you're talking about all the time you have on the weekend, right, Michael?
That's right.
They don't schedule time for fun, or they don't schedule the time, they're not intentional about it. It is playtime, right? And so, things can get in the way, but
daily
kind of
life.
making it enough of a priority. If it's something you want to do, you should do it.
Yeah, I really think the schedule is a good idea. And they even say that once you're together for a long time or you're married, even just scheduling dates. This is time we have set aside just for us. Mm-hmm. And even if it's going to a movie or going out to eat, having a glass of wine, and then making the two of you together a priority is hopefully going to lead to the naughty times later.
Even if it doesn't take you to that night, you're not going to get laid that night. You're going to get laid sooner or later because you're getting back to the romance of things. Life gets you down, and you got to get back into the swing of things. So like a date night, a movie night, and then even if it's a week later, you might get it on or something, but you're still going to get that romance back slowly. But you're going to pull that romance back and realize, this is important to me. I got to keep my partner very satisfied.
It's the anticipation that keeps people interested and keeps people excited.
That's right.
Even in a long-term relationship, even when you've been together for years, if there's something you're looking forward to, you stay interested and engaged.
And that build-up can be fun, If you go a week or so without it, just wait. When it does happen, do foreplay for the whole week, and then just boom, do a little licking and kissing or something like that. And then when it does happen, it's going to be even more exciting and more erotic.
Yeah.
Because you really, really want it. It's like it's been 2 weeks.
That's awesome. That is awesome. So, Meg, I have a question for you. When you're in the stores, well, Michael, you're in the stores too, but how often do you hear that whole thing where it's life's getting away from us, we need to have some more time, I want to get some stuff for some us time? Do you hear that a lot in the stores?
Yeah, we do, definitely. A lot of people will come in, because they're having issues in their marriage, whatever it might be, time-wise or otherwise. And I think a lot of issues can boil down to what's going on in the bedroom, because it's so intimate and it makes you feel like you're back and part of a team, which I'm single, so I don't know what I know, but I feel like that would be an important aspect in a long-term relationship.
Well, it is. And Contessa, do you get a lot of questions regarding online dating and things of that nature, or from divorced people getting back in the game?
Not a lot. I think I really push the sex aspect because that's what I know. I told somebody one time if I was the dating expert, I'd be at home eating chocolate, sniffing, my bouquet of roses. I really try to keep the topic on sex because that's what that's what I'm interested in. That's what I'm here to give advice about.
None of that boring dating stuff that
what
just
do
gets
I
in
know
the way.
about that? I'm terrible at dating.
That's right.
You just want to have sex.
Yeah, getting to that part is your
That's
problem.
admirable. I'm okay with that. How about you?
That's right.
I think she's also going to be on Craigslist looking for...
Ooh.
Well, being that we're all sitting in a bar that when you walk in the front door, there's a big giant penis that you can ride like a bucking bronco, I think pretty much anything goes here.
I've fallen off of that penis.
Really?
Yes. Wasn't my proudest moment.
I haven't rode the penis yet.
You got to get on
Really?
that.
I don't know. I'm here with my husband. He's in the backdrop there.
He's got his camera.
He's taking pictures. I don't
could
need
be a
pictures
memory.
of me being on a penis.
Wow.
Well, I do know they say if you fall off the penis, you got to get right back on again. It's important.
I just leaned on it after that. I was like, I'm not getting back on this thing.
Oh, that's
This is awesome. I mean, this is one of the places where you can pretty much do or be or say anything that you want and be just fine here at the 90s.
Yeah, and the same with Fantasy Gifts. I feel like I can be myself. I can talk about what I feel like talking about. Working at Fantasy Gifts, I talk to all my employees and to customers about some really personal things because that's what they're there for. They want to know, why isn't my prostate working? What am I doing wrong? And then we can show them the diagram. Where's your G-spot? Here's the diagram. Megan, make sure.
Do you have any prostate advice, Michael?
I actually have had a prostate advice. I had a customer actually recently talk to me about it, and he actually had prostate cancer.
Oh.
Yeah, so he lost his prostate, and he came to me, and I really didn't know how to answer this because he doesn't have a prostate, so we want to talk about prostate toys, anal toys. I suggested more anal toys if he wants that stimulation because I didn't really know what a prostate toy would do without the prostate. And I'm sure his nerve endings and everything are still there, but I told him to suggest talking with his doctor to see if it's going to benefit him at all to having a prostate toy or just go back to anal toys,
Mm-hmm.
So do you have any advice on him? He does not only have just prostate problems, he lost his prostate, but he also has, because of it, impotent problems. So he cannot get hard, and then when he gets hard, he'll come before he gets hard, but then if he's hard, he can't come. It's just, I was flabbergasted. I was just like, I'm going to talk to a sexpert.
Well, that definitely sounds like a very unique set of challenges.
And there's been plenty of times where customers have come in and asked us questions, and we've said, you know what? We know about the toys, we know about the lube, the lingerie, movies, whatever. This is something for your doctor.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know if these erection pills will affect you and your blood medication. I'm not a doctor. I love doctors, so to speak, but I can't tell you about that. So we definitely, have been plenty of times where, I'm a sexual expert. I would go to a medical expert for this one.
Yeah. I think you gave him the right advice then to ask his doctor about the prostate aspect of it. I mean, I can imagine. Your anus has the most nerve endings of any part of your body. I can imagine there's still a lot of pleasure to be had in that region for him. But it sounds like
kind of good advice, I think I give him the right advice, because, I don't give him a professional point of view. I give him my advice and what I feel, and most of the time it is something that has to do with their doctor, so I do advise them to go to their doctor, talk to them, and when they suggest something, either, with the penis erectile, I always go with the natural, penis pumps or cock rings. That's natural. That just keeps the blood flowing up in your penis and stays there, and you're able to get off and everything and then take it off, but I'm against, the supplements and everything, and Viagra and everything. I think you should be able to do it yourself. I think a lot of the younger kids now are taking the supplements and not realizing what it's for, and then they're putting their mindset on, they're not going to get a hard on until they get a supplement. So I'm all about all natural. Penis pumps, cock rings, the natural route.
Right. That's a really interesting stance to take on it. I mean, because kind of Viagra is sort of like that wonder drug, like pop a pill, have great sex, sort of a mindset, and it's kind of interesting, because there's no female equivalent, and I think being female, it gives you, this whole connected perspective about sexuality. Your mind is connected to your body, and
There is, over-the-counter female equivalents that we carry. And a lot of the customers' feedback has been really great, as well as some employee feedback.
That's interesting.
We've got this one pill, Max Desire, and, we've got an employee who's like, it makes you a quivering mess for 2 days. But a lot of times when people buy the pills, they don't realize it's not magic. You're not going to get insta erection or instantly horny, and they're, I get guys all the time, what can I do to make my wife want to have sex with me? And I'm like, I don't know, buy her flowers?
Yeah, be nice.
Give her a massage. It's called foreplay.
Comb your hair, yes. Do your laundry.
Oh.
Well, really, because I guess from, the counseling perspective, that's, a lot of couples show up with, that issue, they're not feeling the mood anymore, and it's there's a whole lot other issues that could probably be attended to that would fix that.
Do you have a checklist there though, Contessa, that kind of starts that?
A checklist that starts.
Just the basic stuff before it's get your house in order before if you want to attack the sex problem.
Well, do you guys still are attracted to each other? Do you feel attractive yourself? Because for a lot of people, if they don't feel sexy, they have a hard time being in the mood. That's especially true for women, which is why lingerie is awesome. But, you know, there's a whole lot more besides just, like, your parts working. I think it's especially true for women. They have to be attracted, and they have to feel respected, and they have to feel sexy.
And what advice do you have? Because I know that as women age, I mean, let's just be honest, the changes that happen, it's like, oh my God, is this my body? What happened there? You know, and stuff like that. I mean, how would you counsel someone who is feeling bad about themselves? They want to be with their partner, but they feel so crappy about their own body. I know that's very common.
Oh yeah, I would maybe just suggest getting to know yourself first and getting to appreciate yourself first. I think yoga is really good for that. You're stretching and moving and getting to know yourself a little better. But any exercise is going to boost your mood, and it's going to help you feel a lot better about your body. So I mean, I would start there. I would start with self-care. Are you keeping up with yourself? It sounds a little shallow, but it's true. I mean, if you look good, you'll feel better and you'll feel more confident. And those are all the things that you kind of bring to the table when you're being sexual with your partner. So I would start there. How do you feel about you and your body and what you're working with?
Because aging sucks.
Yeah,
It does suck. Believe me, I can relate to that.
Yeah, I mean, it's like, you know, things are not the same. It depends, you know, on what's going on. And I think that there needs to be I think there should be a user's guide for, you know, the decades. Don't you think, Meg?
Oh, yeah, definitely. You know, for a while we had some books like How to Have Great Sex After 40, 50, 60. We probably...
I need to recheck that 41.
Yeah, we probably still have a few floating around the store, I'm sure, with your name on it.
Right. I learned how to tickle his pickle again.
I got to get that book.
Awesome book.
I know. I've heard it's really good. So, so the other question that I would have is, do you have any kind of a long-term vision for the Sexperts?
A long-term vision. I mean, I just kind of
Can
like
we
this.
rely on you for a while? Because I'm going to be sending people to you. All those questions that come
absolutely.
to me, I'll be talking to
Absolutely.
Sexpert.
Go for it. I mean, I just kind of do what comes. I kind of put the page together, the Facebook together, the Twitter, and the blog, and kind of just saw what happened. Put information out there, put content out there that I enjoyed, and just got the response that I got. So, yeah, I mean, and opportunities like this come up, like to come and do a podcast. This is my first podcast. Thank you.
Welcome.
Welcome.
So, I mean, just whatever comes along.
Yeah, I mean, the thing that's so funny about this, I mean, I can totally see you've grown. Well, let me back you up and ask.
Okay.
You. This has grown completely organically, right? You
Oh,
just kind
yeah.
of put it out there, and okay. Well, I mean, I think eventually, if you just kind of keep plodding along, I think you're going to end up with sponsorships. I mean, could this become your life?
I would.
Your
have
life's work?
It's extremely fun. It's never going to get boring for me. I'll keep putting stuff up as long as people keep asking me questions, as long as people keep liking the pictures I post and tweeting me. I'll keep responding. I've got a smartphone. It's not difficult.
Right.
But and it's super fun. But my life's work. I mean, we're talking a lot of sponsorship.
Yeah, no, I mean, it could really become, and you've seen these things that have just become juggernauts, and this has the
true.
potential.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe I need to start twerking. I don't know.
Ooh,
No,
twerking.
no
Ooh.
twerking.
Maybe no, it's working.
That's how people get attention online, isn't it?
Yeah.
Unless you're a Kardashian.
Well, I feel like if some guy can raise like umpty thousands of dollars to make potato salad on Kickstarter, there's got to be something for you out there.
Maybe.
Because what's even better than potato salad? Sex.
Way better than potato
Sex,
salad.
potato salad, sex, potato. Okay, you're right. Yep, sex.
Sex. Totally sex.
No, but I mean, there's a definite, obviously, a counseling aspect to this.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, because that's kind of my background and my training is to answer questions and meet people where they're at. And but even before I was, had experience as a counselor, like I was working with people, and so I knew how to say in a friendly, non-judgmental way, you need to go see a counselor. And I think that's really important because you got to know where your boundary stops. There's only so much I can do as a internet persona that you don't know personally. So I hope people can hear that and take it seriously when it's like you're talking about an issue that a counselor needs to address with you, and that's my advice is.
And just like a lot of the questions at our stores too, that's conversation they need to have with their doctor. They're coming to us and we want to give them our opinion, but we're far from being a sexpert. I didn't get any education or anything. I'm just knowing what has worked for other customers. I know it works for myself, because whenever we bring something in, I like to try most of the things that we bring in. So my nightstand turned into a trunk.
I love that about you.
I ain't shy, if it's cool and it's going to be fun and my husband's going to be okay with it, I'm willing to try it.
Do you have a trunk for a nightstand, Meg?
I do have a trunk, yes. I actually went through it the other day, and I'm like, oh, my God, what am I going to do with, like, half of these? Jesus.
Do you guys remember the Sex and the City episode with the goodie drawer when Magda, the maid, found Miranda's, vibrator and all of that kind of stuff, and half the episode was about her being just absolutely mortified?
I missed that.
No. You didn't see that?
I remember.
Oh God, that was so funny.
Magda.
Well, she replaced the. She had a vibrator in there, and Magda replaced it with the Virgin Mary statue.
That is pretty mortifying. But if the statue vibrated, it would
I was
be
going to
so
say,
bad.
they make toys that are Virgin Mary statues.
Oh my God, of course
Both
they do.
worlds.
Oh my God, who knew? See, every week, Contessa, here's the thing. I'm like a layperson, but when it comes to this whole sex thing, and every week something, I'm like, really? Really? I had no idea.
We're filling her in, literally.
And Michael, and okay, Michael, I need you to be our live on the scene reporter for a minute. We're at the 90s,
Yeah.
and we got to talk about what's going on here tonight, because people are hearing stuff in the background.
Oh, we do have a lot going on right now. They're playing the RuPaul's Drag Race, and this is actually episode 2 or 3, I think. I actually watched the first few, so it was pretty lively bunch. But we're in the Quiet Bar. They're having dinner next door to us, so and really, really good food at the 90s here. So
I can smell it.
Yeah, it does. It smells really good. We're kind of on a low moment right now, but I think later on tonight they have a bunch of RuPaul's older contestants out at the 90s for the next couple weeks, so definitely want to see that. I'm hoping we run into a couple of the drag queens here, but I think we might be a little too early for that, because I think drag queens come out around 9 or 10.
Yeah, I keep seeing some of them walk by, but we were so delighted to get to talk with the manager here, Karen, at the 90s, who invited us to come and do our setup here with you, Contessa, tonight. And she had said, "Oh, we've got to get some of the, we got to do a queen show." So we're going to do that, and we will email you and invite you to that.
Oh, that'll be so fun. I love drag queens. I love RuPaul. The Drag Race.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, Drag Race is a great show.
It's a good one. So we'll be back here at the 90s, coming on, going forward. Absolutely. And Contessa, I think you're going to have to become kind of a periodical regular.
Regular, definitely. I really enjoy you. We got a really good spark here. You got the same, you feel the same way as customers as we do. You get the same advice that we usually get, and you agree with me, and I love that.
Oh, now, Megan, we know exactly what it is.
Yeah, that's why Michael and I don't get along.
But yeah, we share an office. You imagine the tight space there is like, no, we actually get along really well.
Well, thank God they don't put you and your husband in the same office.
Well, I tried. He won't share an office with me.
It's probably smart.
Yeah, I guess working together and living together and being together all the time is too much.
So you sent him over to Megan. I'm waving at your husband right now.
Yeah, he does. He's like, "You're bugging me. Go back to your office. Go bug Megan."
And Michael, you're out in the stores though. How much of any given day?
Pretty much all week. I go to at least 1 or 2 or 3 or 5 stores. I do manage 5 stores, so I like to get out there and talk to the customers and talk to my employees and relay a lot of the messages out there. We got something new coming in all the time. We got the new rabbit company coming in, so we got a really good rabbit vibe out now, and we have all the displays out, and everybody's all set with these rabbit vibes to come in and test them out and check them out. But it's a really nice vibe. But yeah, going out there and instructing my employees and showing them what people want, and that's my life. I love it. I'd rather be on the field than be in the back of the warehouse where my husband has to sit, unfortunately.
That's so funny. I mean, he came in with the I don't know, what did you have last week? It was the promo thing, the promo piece.
Yeah.
Oh God! I just hit you with the mic. I'm so sorry.
Knocked in the head with a microphone.
Boom.
I got knocked by the mic. Yeah, I brought in a flyer for our new rabbit company, and it's a really good toy. You know, we got the rabbit ears. If you don't want the dual stimulation, the dual bullets, we do have just the rabbit ears where you can get the clitoris stimulation only. You know, it's like, come to our stores, check it out. Don't let me, you know.
What do you think of that line, Meg?
Looks fantastic. It looks really nice. And he mentioned the rabbit ears, which I like. And that's kind of the problem. You had mentioned this earlier about, like, trunk full of toys and all that. Like, it's, I feel like a heretic for saying this, but I generally don't use a lot of toys. And I look at some of these rabbits and I'm like, are you kidding me? This is huge. And if it wasn't big enough, the thing spins. Like, what is going on? So we've got some that spin and then tiny little guys for just an outie toy, as I like to call it.
An outie toy. Like, do you have any, Contessa, any favorites yourself out there? Because you know they have a vast inventory there.
Well, I used to always be like looking and searching and trying to find the new thing. Probably like the employees you were talking about earlier, Meg. Like, what's out? What's new? And then I got a Hitachi magic wand, and I was kind of like, this is all I need forever and ever. I feel married to it a little bit.
We hear that a lot, actually.
Especially if you get the attachments to it. Those attachments.
Oh yeah.
You can't miss
Yeah.
out.
Yep.
Steve, you heard about this stuff. This is one of the things I think that blew me away, I think probably more than anything, is some of the toys that can USB connect and be controlled by a partner in a remote location. What's your take on that whole thing?
I think that's pretty damn cool.
Long distance relationship
Yeah.
much?
I love my Weevi 4, and he's right next to me. I'm telling you, give him control. The Weevi 4, it's not just a straight person's toy. I'm telling you, it really presses the prostate, and I really enjoy that. So,
And I mean, we were talking about like anticipation earlier. I mean, imagine like playing with a partner that way. I mean, I'm sure that keeps things very exciting for
Oh,
the
definitely.
two of you.
Yeah, I'm just glad he's so willing to experiment with me, because you don't know what's right until you actually try
You gotta
it.
have fun.
And that's probably why I have a toy chest, because a lot of those toys aren't going to be used. I find my favorites, and that's ones I go back to.
Mm-hmm.
But, you know, what do you do with those ones that you just don't know what to do with, you know? It's like...
Save them for a rainy day.
Right.
Keep them in the goodie drawer.
I had that. I was, like I said, going through my trunk, and I pulled out this toy I'd gotten from a seminar, and I know I picked it because it's hilarious. Like, it looks like one of the sandworms from Beetlejuice. It is amazing. But again, I'm like, oh, this is funny, but what am I going to do with this? I have this, like, 20 toys, and I'm like, I need maybe 2.
Yeah.
What do I do with these other 18 toys? This is going to get kind of awkward. And as I found out from a story I posted on the Gr8 Nrthrn Facebook page, they will not take them at Goodwill, so don't try to
don't
donate
try
the
that.
old toys.
Oh, God, I saw that story. That was pretty damn funny. That was a good one. So, what was my... Oh, I had a question. Okay, really? Did you ever try the sandworm thing? But I'm sorry, I'm stuck on that.
No, I gave it another real hard look when I found it the other day, and I'm like, no. I took a picture of it.
Okay.
Like, I'm going to post this and be like, oh, my God, guys, look at this toy. Isn't it crazy? But it's funny. I squinted real hard, and I'm like, okay, I think I understand the thought, but I still don't want to get off with anything that looks like it's from Beetlejuice.
I think that's probably good thinking, Michael. What about you?
I agree, yeah. You have to look at it twice. You know, if it's me, if it looks great and tantalizing at first, it's like, okay. It's like, but sometimes, you know, when you're shopping for toys, or you're in my position where I have a vast amount of toys at my disposal, my eyes are bigger than my ass, I tell you.
Wow, he went there.
I
He
went
actually
there.
went there.
I don't
Oh,
have
my God.
clean. I don't have clean here right now.
Oh, and your husband is just shaking his head over there and cracking
He said,
up.
my ass.
But it's true, you know, it's like, oh my gosh, that looks like a challenge, but you get it home and you're right now in person. I was like, yeah, that's more of a challenge. I need a cocktail.
Oh, God. Oh, we have no fun, Contessa. No fun ever. No, you know what I think, though, that we ought to do? Not to bring it down to a serious note, but I think, Michael, you just gave me a pretty good idea. I think we ought to get, like, a prostate doctor on the show and talk about that from, like, leading up to... Don't you guys think?
Yeah, definitely. That's something I'd love to see is more just medical people in general. There's lots of different fields they can talk about.
Yeah, I agree. We do have to specify a month every year for guys who be aware of their prostate. But for somebody to come in and talk to them about their prostate, they won't think I'm just a liar. It's like, no, massage that prostate. I'm telling you, things could happen when you massage that prostate without even your doing. It's like I've experienced. My husband's been in the company for 16, 17 years, so he knows a few things.
Yeah.
So he's taught me a few things.
Lucky you.
I'm telling you, I'm loving my prostate now, and I really was not aware of it. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I don't have to do anything. It's taking care of itself.
Yep, I think that's why it's called the male G-spot.
So here's a question for you guys. Do you guys ever get like straight guys that are curious about their prostate?
We sell a lot of anal toys, but I am steering a lot of straight guys towards prostate toys.
Yeah.
I talk to a lot of customers, and especially if I can gauge their age. If they're around my age, I know it's, their doctors are doing it for a sum. They're paying to have their prostate massaged and checked and everything.
Yeah.
I think they should do that at home and have their wives or their spouses take care and make sure there's no,
It's a lot more fun that way.
It is a lot more fun. You can turn it into a lot of fun before having to see your doctor and say, okay, my prostate doesn't feel like a walnut. It feels more like a cantaloupe, Then you have, well, maybe that's theoretical.
That's a little exaggerated. Much okay.
Okay, we'll just say a larger walnut or something. If it feels weird, then there's a problem. You have to go to your doctor. But I'd rather have somebody else feel mine and feel it myself and make sure there's not an issue before there's an issue, because they could probably fix it before you lose your prostate.
And that's huge.
And I think that's really a sign of changing gender roles, to also get a little serious, but the fact that men are starting to realize, like, oh, I can put stuff in my butt and it doesn't mean I'm gay. Oh, this is great.
The only thing that'll make you gay is if you put a penis in your ass. That's what's going to make you gay. But you can put in prostate toys. You can put in, we have all sizes of the anal toys. Anal play is a lot of fun. Especially, it will really arouse your girl. If she wants it, if she's been trying them. I always tell my female customers, like, try with a finger, but always ask permission because you don't want to get decked. If somebody goes in there with most right guys, it's like that's their first reaction. It's like, oh. But yeah, definitely talk about it and say, okay, I'm going to try with a finger. I'm going to try with my pinky. And then work your way up, and then you're not going to freak the guy out enough. It's like, okay, so yeah, this does not make me gay. The only thing that will make you gay is if you have a penis in your ass.
Okay, well, here's a question.
Okay.
I was about to say something and I stopped myself. I was about to say I'm gay, but I didn't. Oh, yes, I did. No, here's the thing, though. Are you finding, Michael and Megan, too, both, are you guys finding that it's going to sound like a bad pun, but I can't think of another way to phrase it. The walls are coming down about guys, straight men, starting to go more with the anal play.
It is. It's very popular. Our anal sex toys are so much popular. You can't tell me it's just women. I know a lot of ladies come in with their guys, and they're like, okay, and the guys will walk away, and the girl will pull it out and go up and pay for it because they don't want to think, oh, he's going to think I'm gay. But no, anal sex is getting very popular. Very popular.
And also, pegging is getting really popular as well, where a woman will use, again with those gender role reversals, a woman will use a strap on the guy. So it's kind of a shift in power that's really been peaking in popularity, if you will.
Yeah.
Yeah, so what are some of the trends that you're noticing from your readership at the Sexperts?
Well, I do know that my post that I wrote about anal sex is the most clicked on post, far and above of any other that I've ever. So people are curious and they need good information, because anal sex is not like vaginal sex, and I think that's especially for heterosexual couples going in not knowing what to expect, or even gay couples. There's not that frank information out there, like here's what makes it good, here's what makes it bad. And that was kind of the approach I took with the post, like here. So if you know the challenges, here's like the advice to overcome it. Like, use lots of lube, relax, don't put a lot of pressure on yourself. You're not a porn star,
And definitely
go slow,
go
small,
slow.
work up to it, because people just I think people build up like a very sexy ideal in their head, like we're just gonna go in full force, and you're setting yourself up for a lot of disappointment if you approach anal that way.
Yes. And also a misconception, we do have anal lube as well that's got like benzocaine and stuff like that. But you don't want to use too much desensitizer or anything that's going to take away the pain, because the pain is a sign of you're hurting it. You're maybe ripping or something. You want to know and be aware of that pain. If you use benzocaine or anything else like that desensitizes it, you could do a lot more damage than just anal sex. You could be ripping it and make it, repairable. So you definitely don't want to use too much benzocaine. Use just some anal lube with light, if you need any benzocaine or anything, I would just use any water-based or silicone lube works really well in the shower.
Yeah, we have people come in asking all the time for analies, and I'm like, yeah, we sell it, but have you thought about this product instead? Because that's the big thing, is if you need to know if there's discomfort so you know when to stop. And you need to be able to trust your partner is keeping an eye on things as well, and if they can see that there's issues, that they will stop their pleasure to make sure that you are okay.
Yeah. Yep.
So what's the replacement for the analies that you recommend, Megan?
I really like, we have a Pure, the Pure line. They actually have a topical, it's got like a topical muscle relaxant. So instead of taking away sensation, it actually relaxes the muscles. And otherwise, Wicked has some really nice, they have a jelly that's specifically for anal. A lot of times, like Michael said, silicone is really good and thick. Nice thick silicone.
The cleanup is a little pain in the ass, but at least you're in the shower right now.
Right.
So I use my silicone lube in the shower when I want shower play and everything. Everything else is water based because it doesn't wreck my toys and stuff like that. So, and you're already in the shower, so clean it up.
Yeah, and the orgy guy that I talked about before, he stayed in touch with me for a while, and he was going back and forth about lube and.
Did he decide he was gay?
Toys. Oh yeah. After the post, he wrote back and was just like, "Yeah, I am gay."
Do you get a lot of creepers?
You know
online?
what? Not as many as you would expect. I've kind of been lucky that way. There's some people, of course, who are kind of like, "Oh, you blog, like come blog on this site," and you know what I mean. And it's more spammy.
That's exciting that they're actually taking your blog seriously, and you're not getting all these just because even we get phone calls at their stores. It's like it's like all these. I don't even know how to get an example, but they're not being
heavy
serious.
Breathing.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I hate that when I get a call and I'll be on the phone with like 5 minutes with someone because you're immediately in professional mode. Okay, yes, what can I do? How can I help you? Let me answer all your questions. And then after a while, you just start getting a sense of when, I'm on the phone for 5 minutes and suddenly I'm like, oh, this guy is like masturbating right now.
Oh, God, really?
No.
Oh, yeah.
It happens to a lot of my employees. I'll get a call from my employees like, yeah, I just think some guy just got off listening to my voice. I'm like,
really
it happens. I'm just glad they're on the phone and not at the store doing it in my movie section or anywhere in my store because I've had to actually kick a few people out for being really unprofessional in my store.
Yeah.
You show your wiener, you're out of there.
That's a crime.
Well, that seems fair. I mean, I'm down with that.
I hope so, but it happens quite a bit. Or they'll walk out with a raging hard on. I'm like, well, I'm glad we did it for you, so go home and take care of yourself.
Oh, my God.
I think my favorite guy masturbating via phone story was it popped up on the caller ID, and he was in a public phone booth at a hospital.
Oh, weird.
And I yelled over the phone, "Oh my God, sir, you are in a hospital. Stop it." And because I actually tend to get a little snarky with the creepers. I like to mess with them a little. The best is when we have guys call who are total submissives, and they never have a mistress, but they're, "Oh, my mistress made me call and ask you 8 million questions to ruin your day." And I'm like, and I just yell at him, "How dare you call me, you dog? I'm hanging up right now. Never call me back."
So what you're saying is you become the mistress.
Ugh, yeah.
Free dom play.
See, you just got duped, Megan.
If they leave me alone afterwards, then it's all good. Whatever.
So you need to be paid good money to do stuff like that.
I think so. God, live from the gay 90s. It's the Gr8 Nrthrn Sexcast. What a night we're having. We've got Michael here, Megan's here, and Contessa, the sexpert. We just cannot thank you enough for taking time out of your
thank
busy
you.
life
Thanks
to come
for
down.
having me.
Yeah, and
Super fun.
Yeah, we'd like to have you back. So I think what we're going to do is maybe grab a drink and watch some drag queens. What do you think, Megan?
That sounds like a great night.
Sounds like good to me. I'm here already, and I got my husband here, so I'll just drag him along with me.
Awesome. Well, Contessa,
Absolutely.
thank you, and we really look forward to having you back. And we are so sorry that our leader, Colleen, was not able to make it tonight, but I can't wait for you guys to meet and mix it up in the same room. It'll be great.
That sounds really exciting. Thanks.
Okay, have a great one, everybody. Thank you so much.
All right.